Second part of your question, wherein you've asked, is this a specialty? That's an interesting question because it is a recognized medical specialty today in the world. But if I have to talk about, is it a recently recognized specialty or how long has it been? I'd like to say that it's a recent specialty. Now, when I say recent, in medicine, anything recent is in terms of decades. Emergency medicine as a specialty in its own existed in the Western world for quite so many decades, but specifically in our country, in India, officially the Medical Council of India has recognized it as a specific medical specialty only recently, about a decade and a half ago. Now, when we talk about emergency medicine, we all are aware that it's a dedicated specialty to the diagnosis and treatment and management of an unforeseen illness or an injury. We deal with acute conditions, emergent conditions, which couldn't have been anticipated before. So it definitely encompasses a unique body of knowledge about emergency practices. Now, it includes initial evaluation, diagnosis, differential diagnosis, treatment, coordination of various multiple care providers within a healthcare ecosystem, and then eventually taking the patient forward for an outcome. Now, it is not defined by location where it originates from, but it may be practiced in a variety of settings, including a hospital-based emergency setting, or there are even freestanding emergency departments also that operate. There are urgent care clinics. This is a concept in the West that we have. There are something called observed medicine units that are held in some parts of the world. So emergency medical response teams are today part of every hospital and healthcare delivery center that we talk about. So yes, it is very much indeed a specialty in its own. Now, the recognition of it as a specialty only came in recently, a decade and a half ago. But earlier also, I think the concept did exist. Our hospitals traditionally had a casualty department. It wasn't called an ER room. It was called a casualty. Still, a lot of our 2-tier, 3-tier hospitals are still go by the name casualty for the ER room. So they did exist, but officially as a department, as a specialty, I think it's now very, very much recognized, and it's one of the trending fields of specialties, we could say.
So which means it would definitely cater the demanding challenges that we are facing now in the healthcare system.
Definitely. If we look at the statistics, now I don't want to throw in just random numbers, but we are all aware of the number of trauma cases that we see. Out of the total deaths that get recorded in a year in our country, how many of them go by trauma, how many of them get into ER rooms, and then the deaths can be counted there, are enormous. The numbers are huge. Stats are out there. All of us can Google, get into the Wikipedia and find out the numbers. The need is definitely there. Like I said earlier, in the past, it was called a casualty room and it was manned by physicians, intensivists. There was no formal training for emergency medicine as such until a decade and a half ago in our country. Definitely, we didn't have a formal postgraduate education system back then. Today we do. There are MD and DNB seats available, however smaller number that they are. But like you rightly pointed out, the demand is there because of the huge numbers that we have. To cater to those masses, definitely we do not have enough workforce who are formally trained in ER. Like I said, they used to be manned by physicians, casualty physicians, or intensivists. And if you go into our 3-tier cities and rural areas, even allied health professionals end up manning the ERs and taking care of the ERs. Now, if we have such a need, then it is better we equip the end doctor or the primary doctor to have the necessary skills and competencies to handle these emergencies. And I think that is the whole concept and idea behind with which the entire ecosystem has recognized emergency medicine as a specialty and as a postgraduate specialty. And today we see a lot of difference in the way it is handled.
So, ma'am, I would just like to know, what does an emergency physician do?
So going back to the definition of emergency medicine and what comprises of emergency medicine and what happens in ER room, like I said, it is about the management of an unforeseen illness or an injury. And sometimes these could be not individual injuries, or they could be mass injuries also. This is where a concept like disaster management, etc., also comes under emergency medicine. So if we have to talk about what does an emergency physician do, I think under the blanket there are a lot of things that can be talked about, starting from planning, oversight, and medical direction for community emergency medical response. I think that is the first responsibility of the ER teams, a community emergency medical response, medical control to bring situations under control. Disaster preparedness is an emergency physician's job. It provides, the emergency medicine professionals provide valuable clinical, administrative and leadership services into the community. If we talk about, it's not just clinical medicine alone. A greater part of it also involves the community aspect of it. But typically, if you have to talk about what does an emergency physician do in a given ER room in a day, obviously addressing the ER patients, starting from triage to going forward with the investigations, evaluating everything, case taking, and then managing the patient, involving the multiple specialties that have to be involved. Always we need to remember, emergency medicine or ER room is a space wherein we can't operate with a single focus. A multidisciplinary approach becomes necessary. So we all know, taking an example of a trauma case, if there is a trauma case brought in, of course the triage is done, the initial evaluation is done, the primary evaluation is done, and then we go on for investigations. But by then the emergency physician is expected now to take up a consultative role to understand and realize which other specialties need to be involved, which other physicians or departments need to be involved, who need to be referred right now at this juncture, and then create that multidisciplinary approach for the management while continuing the emergency treatment protocols for the patient, because it is a life-saving department wherein every second matters. That's the tagline of our program also, where seconds matter, training definitely makes a difference. So while continuing the initial management of the patient, the emergency physician is expected to coordinate and involve the multidisciplinary teams, then form a multidisciplinary management protocol in the ER room. And mind you, all of this happens most of the time in seconds and in minutes. I could be talking so much, but this all happens in a very short time frame. And then take a call about what is the immediate management that we need to do in order to save the patient's life. And then eventually, refer the patient to the relevant department or proceed with the management. So this is a typical day of an ER physician. But I think if you ask me what ER physicians do, they do so much more. Emergency medical response teams do so much more when we look at the community aspect of it as well. And that we should not forget.
Ma'am, so how challenging is this profession?
How challenging? Well, let me start by saying that, let me throw a question. In case in the middle of the night, there is a medical concern, a health concern, your own child or your own self, or you could be just going on the road and got hurt, a motor accident or an injury, whatever it is. It could be a severe abdominal pain, a colicky pain in the middle of the night, but you're not able to bear. Where do we rush to? We rush to an ER room, don't we? Of course. This is our first prima facie contact in the hospital ecosystem today. We go to the ER rooms. So when you say how challenging is this profession, that's where it begins. The profession deals with, these physicians deal with, or ER room deals with these kinds of patients and cases who've not foreseen an illness and who land up at the ER rooms. And a lot of times, handling a patient in an OPD is entirely different perspective, or treating a chronic illness is entirely different because there's a history existing, there is a management treatment that is ongoing that is existing. But a lot of times, I'm sure if some of our audience is already working in the departments, they would understand what I'm talking about. In the casualty, in the ER room, a lot of times patients come in with zero history. Sometimes patients get picked up from the road. There is a disaster call and something has happened in a community, in a locality, wherein the ER team is expected to address them, wherein a lot of times very least information is available to the physician, to the treating physician. I think that's where the challenge starts from. It is extremely challenging as a profession, because you deal a lot of times with minimal information, but the expectancy is to ensure saving the patient's life. So it's very, very challenging. Also, when we talk about the work schedules and how the ER functions, it's a 24/7 running department. Like OPDs, it doesn't shut. Like IPDs, there are no regular times for the rounds, and then the rest of the time the consultant is free. ER room is 24/7 active, a high adrenaline rush department wherein the physicians are expected to be on their toes all the time as long as they are in the department, because each patient is different. Every case is different. The protocols and management lines could be the same, but the condition of the patient and how the patient responds, and in the condition in which the patient is brought to you, will be different for two different patients. No two trauma cases will respond the same, and they are not the same. So the physician cannot expect the same outcomes. But when we bring a patient to an ER room, when we bring somebody because of a trauma to a ER room, we do look at the physician to save their lives no matter what, don't we? So it is extremely challenging, a very, very high adrenaline rush department. And I think that's the beauty of the role also.